Hello, beautiful world. It's your girl, Princess Fee. I am the creator of Love Clearly. Here in my pocket of the internet, we talk about growth and evolvement, anything that has to do with personal empowerment. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. Okay. So as you may already be kind of seeing, I am doing a series called Road to Higher Self. This is episode number 2. In this episode, it's more so me just wanting to share a message of letting go of toxic thought patterns. Unless you are totally secured within yourself, sometimes you can't help but dwindle off into negative thoughts. I feel like it's a part of life. Unless you've already overcome that aspect of your life, more power to you. If you have not, maybe these 3 little steps might help you along that journey. I know for certain it's helping me, because as I'm doing these videos, it's really my way of kind of giving back to myself as well and hearing my voice out loud, giving myself some tips. When I feel like I'm having an off day, I can rewatch my videos and kind of help me recharge myself. So I do want to leave a disclaimer. My daughter is home. She may be coming around the background. I did try to say, give me a little bit of time, but if she interrupts. I am gonna flow through this and get this going. The first video is about 40 minutes. We're gonna try to keep it under that, okay? So the first way that you can help to let go of those old toxic thought patterns is to know that your environment does not determine your future. Whatever your environment looks like, whether you like it, whether you don't, whether you want to change it, whether you want to stay the same, whatever the case is, your environment does not make up your future. At the end of the day, if there is this other version of yourself that you want to become, if there's these other things that you want to do in life, whether it's your own business, whether it's your own personal development, whether it is an expansion of your family, whatever it is that you may be wanting to embark on, because at the end of the day, life is about setting out on new adventures. Staying the same kind of becomes mundane, and that's when it becomes like that old miserable adult syndrome, which I refuse to be a part of. Okay, I am not it's not happening. Like, it's not happening, not in my world. So again, your environment does not determine your future. So even though I recommend the first video, keeping it organized, making sure that you can actually think clearly in your space, you should also know that if this is where you're at right now, it can only get better from there. No matter what your ground level, no matter where your start is, it can only get better from there. And you have to know that and believe it and trust it within your soul that it's legit only up from here. There is no going backwards. Like, no, as we age, we should be progressing in life. We should be excelling and checking off new goals, having new accomplishments, seeing new desires come true, like really embracing the newness of life. And I can honestly say that just because you were the way that you were before does not mean that you have to be the way that you are going forward, even if your environment does not change. I saw this video where basically somebody said, the easiest way to change is to change your environment. Okay, that's fine and dandy, but what if you can't change your environment? What if you're kind of locked in a lease? Or what if you don't have the finances to change your environment? What if you just can't leave your current space? You still have to find ways to override the old thought patterns. And instead of seeing all the negative things and finding little things to nitpick about, you can say, you know what? Let me be grateful that I have a home. Let me be thankful that I have the AC that's blowing on me. Some people don't have AC. Let me be thankful that I have a bed. Some people don't have a bed. Like, you have to really understand that just because your environment may not be up to your standards and be where you want it to be, does not mean that it's not better than what someone else's environment currently looks like. So all that to say, gratitude, top tier to my life. I love gratitude. Like, then you have to be thankful for everything, but that's another video. Anyways, so yeah, that's step number 1. Know that your environment does not determine your future. Step number 2 would be to not be afraid. Do not be afraid of discomfort. Discomfort is something that is required in order for you to grow, in order for you to expand, in order for you to do anything, you have to go through a period of discomfort. When you get a new job and you're learning the ins and outs of this new business you're working in, you have to understand that it's going to be very discomforting to sit here and learn new information that you may or may not actually know. It's going to be a bit weird and it's going to be a bit awkward having people tell you what to do when really you feel like it should be basic. I should know how to do it. But at the same time, because you don't know that business, you're learning it in and out. So at the end of the day, what I'm really saying is,
hello.
Hi, babe. Go play for a second, okay? I'll call you in a second. Thank you. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Not on camera right now, baby. Not today. Go on the bed, please.
Let me say bye to the crown.
Okay, I will. Can you go back to the bed, please? I love you so much.
I love you.
Thank you. I told you, my baby's home today. And one thing about my videos and my podcast, because I'll save that for the end. Anyways, let's get back into it. So again, tip number 2 is to not be afraid. To not be afraid of the discomfort, not be afraid of having to learn something new or step out of your comfort zone. I can 100% attest to the fact that I'm a comfort girl. Like, I'm a comfort girl 100%. Like, I like to be in my space. I like to be in my vibe. I like to be in my own little element. Like, if it doesn't make me comfortable, I don't go there. Like, and if I do go there and I am uncomfortable, I have this way of just energetically shifting the vibe so I am comfortable. Because at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not going to put myself in a place where I'm sitting here like twiddling my thumbs. I'm going to find some way to just radiate confidence and radiate that I'm okay and everything's fine. Even if my mind, I'm like, oh my God, this. I don't care. That is the least of my concerns, especially when I know what I'm currently doing in the here and now is what's going to benefit me for the long-term future. So again, don't be afraid of that discomfort. And if anything, just be excited about it. Be excited about the new ways you're moving throughout life. Be excited about the new journeys you're embarking on. Be excited about the lifestyle changes that you are putting in place. Like, the excitement is what can set a domino effect for you to get whatever you want. Like, literally, I've manifested so many things in my life. Like, so many things. It's to the point where, like, I'm so, like, just good within myself because I know and I trust that when I put my mind to something, I get it done. And it's not a thing that you have to kind of do it in a way where there's this recognition at the end. How I see it is, if you can recognize the change, if you can recognize the growth, then that is enough. That is enough reason to give yourself your flowers. Like, yup, you did it. Like, you did it. Keep it going. Don't stop. You got it. Like, that's just the way I be living. You know, that's just how it is. So tip number 3 is to embrace the change. Change is legit inevitable. The weather changes, our body changes, life changes, our children changes, the job changes, the career changes, everything changes. Change is a part of life. Like, that is just one of the laws of the universe. Things just can't help but change. Things just can't help but go in whatever direction that you are energetically aligned to. Like, it is just what happens. And because what I'm realizing is that change is so inevitable, it is bound to happen whether you are on board with this change or not. It is happening. And what I've come to realize, especially throughout this last year and a half of my life, I've been embracing the change. I've been embracing it. And one thing I can say is, when I began embracing the change was honestly the first time I found that I was pregnant. When I found that I was pregnant, which my daughter's 3 years old now, of course, they'll be saved for another video where I kind of unpack that more. But long story short, I knew what the deal was. I knew, okay, I'm with child. I'm committing to this child. I'm embracing it. And I can tell you one thing, me embracing the change of creating life, it helped me to not see my new lifestyle that I was forced to do. Because when you're a mom, you're forced to wake up, you're forced to be a doctor, you're forced to be a teacher, you're forced to be the housekeeper, you're forced to do a lot of things as a mom, as a parent, as the guardian in general. Okay, I understand that. But if you are embracing that change and you are welcoming the good and the bad, and you're just flowing through it, you can't help but be excited about every journey that this child takes you along. So that's what I'm now using to implement into my actual, my personal life, because I'm still a human being outside of a mother. I'm still my own person outside of being somebody's parent. So what I've learned now is to take that same energy that I was willing to give my daughter, but also give some to myself and say, you know what? If change is going to happen, change is bound to happen. It is literally inevitable. Why not embrace it? Why not say, you know what? I'm not going to fight against the grain no more. I'm not going to punch against the waves and say, nah, don't come get me. I'd rather just flow through the waters, live my best life, take action. You got to take action on whatever you want. And then as you take those actions, things just happen to unravel into its own beauty. And I really just want to say, at the end of the day, if those toxic thought patterns that you may have, no matter what variation that you deal with, or no matter what type of, limited beliefs you may have, there's always a way to override it. Every limited belief has a root that caused you to think that way. And when you get to a space and time where you're ready to reverse that, you're ready to change it up, make it work for you, when you're really ready to do that, there are so many more tips I can give, but I just want to keep it short, sweet, and to the point. And these 3 tips will help you along your journey, especially since I am someone that's implementing everything I'm speaking about. Yes, I'm on this channel and I am building myself up on a content creating level, but I also have a lot of things going on personally. And with those things happening personally, it's as though as I continue, and I don't mean to touch, I think I might have touched the mic, my bad. But as I continue to walk in my truth and to live in my most authentic self, anyone that is along the journey that can see me, progressing, these video documents and my audio podcasts that I have going on, it's all ways for me to be able to look back and see my journey. We can go throughout life, and I'll use my story for example, almost a decade of just living on the go, constantly working, constantly doing this, constantly, and till where I get to a point where I'm like, oh my God, I've spent so long focused on other businesses or other people's businesses, focused on everything outside of myself, that I haven't been true to myself. So now I'm at a point where everything that I say on these videos, or everything that I say on my podcast, or wherever that I am speaking, or wherever you see my name tied to, just know that it is attached to pure authenticity. Because at the end of the day, I have this requirement of myself to remain true to me and to remain my best friend and my best confidant, my best soundboard. And at the end of the day, as I've mentioned in my previous videos, I've been recording and doing my own little audio recordings for the last 1.5 years. And it has helped me in so many ways. And I feel like me continuing to keep it just for myself is now becoming a bit selfish. So I'm like, you know what? Instead of just living in this me world, I can now, embrace sharing my voice, sharing my experiences, sharing my story with the world, in hopes that one day, it helps to help somebody else. Because I feel like we are all here in this world to find our own service to the world. No matter what your service looks like, somebody needs it, somebody wants it. Just keep putting in that work. And if you have a way of doing it really, not just for the world, but for yourself, as a way of just helping helping the audience as well as yourself, it's an open dialogue. That's when you unlock a different level of life, where it's just like, listen, regardless, everything is going to work itself out. Everything is going to happen how it's meant to be. And I just want to share love, share advice, share tips. And if it helps, I love it. You can like it, subscribe, comment, whatever you want to do. But this is really just me sharing my authentic truth in hopes that somebody can find some gems and use it along their journey. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready to sign off. I did start my podcast. It is only on Spotify at the moment. I am working my way to Apple Music. I'm still figuring that whole thing out. You can find me at Love Clearly. On Instagram, it's love.clearly. Hopefully I can find a way to get the actual full name together, but it seems like somebody's using it. We don't know, whatever. But love.clearly, that's where you can find me. On the podcast, it's just Love Clearly. On my YouTube, it's just Love Clearly. So I'm here to evolve. I'm here to expand. And at the end of the day, we should all be on that same page. Time is ticking, so we might as well evolve with it, baby. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Again, my name is Princess V. I am the creator of Love Clearly. And again, I really wish you all the best. Peace, love, happiness, and let's be great. Bye.